Right. So, where's the damn thing gone? Oh, here. So, a few weeks ago, I bought myself this. It was like £2.50 in CEX. I'd seen it for a while. It looked like a thing, alright. It's a Microsoft sidewinder, and hey, it was £2. I was gonna buy something else anyway. Didn't end up doing that, but got this. So then I was like, hey, great! I can have yet another USB gamepad, because by golly gosh goodness, I don't have enough of those already, do I? Yeah, just one thing. This ain't USB. It uses a friggin' game port, which I do have this ThinkPad from, like, well, I'm guessing 98, 99. It has Windows 98 on it. It has the, as you can see here, it has the little new 3DS C-stick kind of mouse cursor thing. Do not particularly like using this, it's quite crap. And I thought, actually, that did have a game port, so I was like, no big deal. Turns out, no. Has power, PS2, modem, serial, something else, USB, VGA, and a video. In case you didn't notice, there's no game port on that. So, I do have this thing, which is indeed a computer, and it does indeed have game port, but that thing ain't working at the moment. So what I wanted was to buy a game port to USB adapter, which was like £10 on Amazon. So I thought, so when it lay around for a while, then I found on eBay. Oh, crap! I found this. So this is a Microsoft Sidewinder Freestyle Pro. It doesn't say here, but it did say on the eBay listing. It has to say somewhere on the box. Yeah, here. USB to game port included. You can't see that, but trust me, it says that. You'll probably put in some B-roll later. So this was another dumb controller from the 90s, and this one did come with said USB to game port adapter, but I have subsequently lost. But where'd it go? There it is! So, point is, I needed this, so I could use this, so I figured, why not, let's get a second one that's even weirder design-wise. So, I did. And then it turns out this adapter doesn't work on the first Sidewinder, so I'm guessing the reasons. I don't know why. Maybe because the first one wasn't designed for USB? Something? I don't really know. So, the first Sidewinder, it had mostly... It's basically just a Sega Saturn controller, has a D-pad, 6 face buttons, a start button, just ignore the other two, and 2 triggers. Except, unlike the Saturn controller, which is like a normal shape, this thing's very weird. So, I was interested to give it a go, but I guess I'm not doing that, but instead we have this monstrosity thing. It looks like a spaceship, and so it has a D-pad similar to, basically the same as the other one, but slightly more or less travel, I forgot which. The 6 face buttons, the weird not start button, and a button that doesn't do anything, button that doesn't necessarily do anything on its own. So then, what's the difference? Well, as the box advertises, somewhere, I think. Yeah, so first off, throttle wheel, which is like, basically, the scroll wheel, like a scroll wheel you'd get on a mouse, but on a controller, so that was a thing. Ah, darn it, I think I've been using the wrong microphone this entire time. But whatever, so this thing, it has a scroll wheel, but more importantly, as blatantly advertised everyone on the box, it has motion controls. Yes, actually, unbeknownst to me when I first bought it, this was one of the first. This kind of has gyro aim. Oh, and it also has terrible NTSC Saturn style triggers. Okay, maybe not that bad, but still pretty terrible. So yeah, this has motion controls. So you'd like do this, and that's barely an exaggeration. It is seriously that motion controlled E. Well, kind of. It's not. So let's go give it a whirl. There we go. That actually works quite well. So you can see. Currently, you have this blue-green light, you push it, and then it goes to red. You can't see that well, but it's red, trust me. So here, now this is the joystick, and actually, you know, set up USB game controllers. Properties, here we go. So here is the... So you can see, let me just... There we go. Ignore the other crap on my screen. So we can see here, tilting it around moves the stick. You have to kind of rest it here. D-pad does the point of view, does this. Buttons all conveniently laid out. Notice that this weird up button thingy just acts as button 10. Now we press the sensor button, goes to red. Now the D-pad moves it, but not in an analog way like the Hori Apex, just non-analog. Great, let's gyro aim. Is my camera... There we go. So, DX Wind, say touring car. Can you capture this OBS? Yeah, I think it should be. Ah, my mouse has disappeared. It is being hidden. Right, I hope this will be captured. Now, an issue I had actually when using my normal controller is that all the buttons are right. So you can't use the stick here, D-pad only. Notice the X's go forwards for some freaking reason. I swear the button mappings for this one just make no sense. So literally, it's kind of almost usable, but then it isn't. So you have to switch to the D. So, great. My inability to prepare for things on OBS has resulted in me being unable to actually be heard from now on. So, instead, enjoy this audio commentary that I recorded during the editing. So, basically, the verdict on what this controller is like, as you can probably see in the footage, is that it actually works decently well for the steering, and I also tried it where you literally have to tilt it upwards and down to do the acceleration and braking, and it worked surprisingly well in there as well, but a bit tedious, not tedious, a bit hard. It wasn't exactly the best way of playing it. I still don't think, like, this is certainly no replacement for a wheel or anything. The fact that it's not mounted onto a point, it's kind of like the Wii wheel, but worse because it's not in the right shape. And so, yeah, but it's still like a fun novelty, just not something I'd recommend actually doing. Alright, back to when you could actually hear me talk. I'm gonna stop now. Top menu, because this is a DVD player. Excellent. So, yeah, it was visible good. So, yeah, verdict. At least for Sega Touring Car, this is actually pretty decent. I don't know anything that uses the scrolly wheel, and actually, the box, this lovely big box, it says, you might not be able to see it, I'll splice it in later, it includes a game, and again, here, which apparently is only for 11 plus. Which is strange considering how it's called Motocross Madness, but whatever. Thing is, my big box just didn't come with the game. So when in future you're like, meh, I don't like gyro aim, oh the Wii's motion controls were terrible, just be glad you're not trying to play Dark Souls with this. I know I stole that joke, but I don't care. I'm going now. Bye bye.